Welcome lawn lovers to another edition of Lawn Care Skull Session. I'm BJ the Bearded Lawnsman, and as always I got my main man here, Benny, Catch Pro King. Boom! What's cracking?
A little bit of everything, pal. Coming off the back of a couple of really great episodes with Rob Shearer. Hope everyone enjoyed the Skag Down Under episodes. He was a good sport, just like everyone that's joined us.
Big shout out to Uncle Rob.
Yeah,
great job.
Yeah, if you are listening, Rob, just want to say we're getting a ton of great feedback from those episodes, and it was really good. You know, even though you were half cut during the episodes, it was great. A lot of our listeners, whether they've been Skag users or not, have really enjoyed. They really enjoyed that content.
Yeah, and that wasn't as drunk as I saw him on his trip up here. So,
we
had a little dinner party at my place on the Thursday night.
Yeah.
It was good fun.
Yeah, no, it was great. So we've had tons and tons and tons of feedback, comments, reviews. So we were sort of thinking today, BJ, that maybe we'll do sort of like a bit of a freestyle
freestyle kickback to a few of the last episodes.
And that way we don't have to do like one topic. We can touch on a few things, maybe just see where it takes us.
Well, definitely. With all the feedback we get, it's probably a good idea that we go back through and actually tick a few boxes that we might have missed or go over something again that got a lot of traction. So
and I'm not lying, I seriously have that many lawn mowing conversations that I can't remember where the fuck I'm at.
Oh man, I have so many. I had like 4 today. I was barely at work. So, and that's one topic that we'll talk about is the weather again. So
yeah, so seems like that weather kind of came back. It was hot and humid last week.
It's fucking hot and humid right now.
Yeah, didn't realise I've actually got long pants on.
I wore a jumper. I wore a hoodie to work this morning.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, first time this year.
I'd fucking love to wear it. Like, I busted out a flanny the other day. Yep. But man, like, as soon as you start doing something, it's like, nah, man, you got to take this off.
Yeah, well, I pulled out the bad work where the weather shield, the rain shield, rain defender.
Call it the rain defend, mate. Defend. We're not even. We've got an ad that's going to run later on. Yeah, maybe we'll touch base before it.
Sweet, whatever. But it's the one.
Get BJ to nail these products down.
Fuck! If you saw the weather today, like I was like, yeah, I got to put something on. I thought we were actually going to get to work, but no.
That's like when people ring me up and go, "G'day, I'm just looking for a pro catch." Hey, do you have the Catcher Pro?
Or when I go to Macca's and ask for a fucking 3-piece feed or something.
All right, so as we say, there's a lot to unwrap today.
There is.
Lots of meat on the bone.
I love meat on the bone.
Did you want to maybe kick things off with a review that has been left to us from James Santorino?
See, Jamesy.
That's a famous name,
It is. He is like famous to me. He's a skagger.
It's just the name. It's like, you can imagine like, say in a boxing ring, James Santorino. Fuck you up.
Sounds so good. He's a good dude. He's a skag boy, He's a fucking skag boy. So he uses a bin on his V-Ride, which is really convenient.
Hold up. I know where you're going. We can touch on some of this shit, okay?
We'll do that later.
Let's spit his review.
But he's dropped us a 5-star, which is always appreciated. He has written a really great listen twice a week. Thank you for keeping it real. Awesome topics, which are great. Listen while I'm out on the tools.
Yeah, nice.
You're fucking welcome, James.
I think... So this isn't a biased review either, because I think that review was actually dropped before the Skag episodes. Yeah, so nice to see that, because I know, say, with some of the Skag Down Under stuff, maybe some Toro or maybe some Hustler guys would be like, oh, man, I don't know, I want to, but it's all relevant.
I mean, we've had Wright on as well. Like, Aiden came through and talked about Wright and Cox and...
Yeah. Quick little heads up. Aiden Andrews, which is the national sales manager for Cox Commercial, he's a Brisbane boy, right? Mm-hmm. And he's being shipped off down to South Australia to build up the Melbourne South Australia territory.
Yeah.
So everyone down that way, if you're looking to touch base with a dude, that you might not usually have access to.
Yeah.
Then I believe he's packing his shit in the next week or two.
Excellent kisser from what I've heard.
I just love the little.
Sorry,
freestyle.
Aiden.
So, okay, man. So,
hey, we got some stuff on YouTube as well, but I
need to hunt some of that shit down.
You
So,
get to
if
that.
you want to take the flow for a minute,
I'm going to tell everyone that yes, I did buy that truck. Finally, I got the paperwork through, signed on the dotted line, but it was not all fucking flowers and butterflies. There was a little fuck up, and it was rectified pretty quickly, but it was a bit of a heart pumper at the time. They lost my truck. So I got my finance through, and they said, congratulations, it's all gone through. Your truck will be available in August. I'm like, that's the wrong month starting with A. So I fucking rang this guy, and I wasn't happy. So eventually it got sorted, but it was fucked. It was pretty fucking awful. But man, what do we got?
So, we got a bunch of different comments. Some good, some bad. I believe
some not in English.
Yeah, I believe this first one could be some sort of spam because I do see a very attractive woman in a bikini.
Romy Rain.
With I know Romy Rain.
Do you?
That's porn star, isn't it?
Fucks me.
Anyway, we'll leave that comment because I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah. It just says brucesex.uno. That sounds like fun.
Okay, to a little bit more of a serious one. Okay, we have a comment here saying, what's so bad about wearing board shorts? And I don't class myself as a cowboy. It's too hot here to wear long pants in cans. Each to their own, I guess. So, I can respond to this comment and say that, look, realistically, the things that we say on this podcast, they are our opinions.
Yeah.
And we can stand by those opinions. That's cool. But at the end of the day, it's really something like the statements and comments that we make, it's for the listeners out there, so that you can absorb all the information.
Yep.
And you can do whatever you want with it.
It's our opinion. It's our business. It's our way of doing things.
Yeah. And so what I do mean, like I can justify this comment by saying that, let's say you are in my position 7 years ago and you wanted to go to a Stockland retirement village and poach that village to potentially pick it up as a client, as a major contract. I believe deeply in my heart that if you rock up in board shorts, you're immediately discounting yourself as opposed to someone who rocks up in a clean uniform.
Yeah.
So even so to the point now, people probably don't. Look, they can look at you and me, right? Yeah. You're a big, scary looking dude with a beard with hand tattoos. Now, hand tattoos is supposed to be like gnarly, right?
Yeah.
That's gangster. Like if you got hand tattoos, it's like holy fuck.
Yeah.
Now, you and me are both no strangers to just being normal dudes, right?
That's exactly, yeah.
So much to the point that when I was going around my villages, I work all day in a t-shirt or a singlet, right? With some of these places that I've gone to, I would put a long sleeve shirt on.
Yeah.
And I'd wear that thing down here just so that people don't immediately look at me and go like, who's this fucking criminal piece of shit? Now, I'm not saying that anyone that wears board shorts is either a fucking douchebag, a useless business person, or whatever.
Yeah.
Seriously, and you know what? Even if you do interpret it as that, I don't give a fuck. What I am saying is that I don't believe that you're giving yourself the best chance.
No, 100%.
At selling yourself. I just think it looks sloppy.
Yeah.
You wear board shorts to a fucking beach.
Yeah.
Or a festival or a fucking park. You don't wear them in a business environment.
No.
And just like this person has stated, each to their own.
That's exactly right.
anything for you to build on that?
No, look, to be honest, man, I feel the exact same way. My village, if I rolled in and my workers weren't wearing their uniforms as such, then we'd look out of place. We'd just look like fucking a couple of dudes just walking around in our boardies, fucking kicking shit around. Like,
so you and I even we have similar contract terms in terms of our proposals.
Yeah.
And one thing that is stated is that our workers and ourselves will be well presented, reasonably well presented. Yeah. Because don't forget, like, I can rock up to a site at 7 o'clock, pick up a tool, and by 8 o'clock I look like a drowned rat.
Yeah.
But we do state in our terms that we will be reasonably well presented.
Yeah.
In uniform at all times.
Yeah. And that's not to say there are companies now like Unit and things like that are bringing out board shorts that you can wear as work shorts, but they look like work short. It looks like uniform short. If you're going out in like Billabong shorts with fucking flowers and shit all over it, kind of looks a bit out of place. But
and you know what?
Again, each to their own. I don't care what you guys do with your business.
And even further to the point. So say for example the 40 acres.
Yeah.
When I met the head honcho at the 40 acres, I had steel cap boots. I was very well presented.
Yeah.
When we're mowing the 40 acres, I always keep me boots on.
Yeah.
But I quite often take my shirt off and hang it out of my pants like a do-rag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of horses for courses.
I tried doing that once and I got real itchy.
Like all of this info and the things that we're trying to put out there, like I said, is for you guys to absorb.
Yeah.
And then you can make your own decisions.
Yeah.
We don't want you to make the decisions based off, we don't want to dictate to you guys exactly what to do.
Fuck no. Like, it's a completely valid comment. Like, obviously you wear board shorts and it's working for you, so fucking sweet as. Go for it.
Yeah, do what the fuck you want. Okay, we have a comment from Colin. Very cool, Benny. You're always thinking on your feet. You know the exact minute to chime in. I don't know what he's referring to, but I do appreciate that comment.
Oh.
We've got a comment from our homeboy Turtle.
Yeah, Turtle. What's happening?
Did you want to hit this
flipping
one?
Awesome episode with the great man Robert Shearer. Well done. Exactly what we all work so hard. We should play hard. Get on the finance train if you can. It certainly helps.
Okay, so speaking of that, I think we might even bust out like a finance episode.
Yeah.
Stay tuned later on in the week because that one might be... Are we going to drop that one?
I think so.
Yeah, okay. I think we're going to drop that one, shed some insight, and I do think that there's probably going to be, some people who may disagree with us, but... Stay tuned for the finance episode. I think we got some good points to raise. And like I said, you guys just go from there. Clear Sky playable. That looks like a bullshit comment, right? Or not?
I don't know.
I like how in a lot of zombie movies, there's more stock on the market shelves than in Australia. Not sure what that means. Okay, we've got a comment from Grunt. And I noticed Grunt seems to comment pretty regularly, so that's cool. We love that. Hey, if you don't need the equipment yet or you don't have the work, don't get it. Be smart. It's your business. Don't be stupid. Love it, dudes. Now, got to be honest, that comment seems like it kind of goes against it.
Yeah, I think it was a bit... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we didn't portray ourselves properly last episode.
Or maybe he's just straight up disagreeing, which, of course, we don't care about. So, look, I think he's probably referring to an episode where we were like, look, there's nothing better than being equipped.
I think that's with Rob.
Okay, cool.
He was talking about finance and stuff. So that's where the idea for the finance episode came from. We were talking to Rob, and he brought it up in the last episode on episode 31 at the end of the Skag Down Under stuff. So we thought may as well throw our dicks in the ring. And, that sounded awful.
Now, it is true. Grunt has made a comment. Hey, if you don't need the equipment yet, don't have the work, don't get it. Now, that's true. If you don't need the equipment, I believe that. Don't get it. However, if you are, trending in a certain position, or direction, rather, I should say, it's not really a bad idea. Even if you 100% don't have that work yet, it's not a bad idea to consider getting equipped.
Yeah.
Because that way, when the work does come and when you action your next plan, you're ready to roll.
Yeah,
so
if you're targeting something without the equipment to target it, it's there's people with passion for cylinder mowing and they can't offer it if they don't fucking have one. So
yeah. So whereas on the flip side, if you went out and got yourself a cylinder mower, you can get a plan going to be like, hey, I'm gonna fucking target this shit.
Yeah.
We got a comment from Scotty Oz, which I believe is what, Scotty Osborne?
Oh, I hope so.
Down at Ulladulla there, and he said, nice, loved it, guys. We do hope to get Scotty on this podcast, maybe in the cooler months, time will allow. Yeah. He's a dealer. He's a very busy guy.
Very busy. He still mows too.
Yeah, mows the showgrounds or something. Yeah. Which is pretty cool, keeping it real.
Yeah, man.
We have another comment from Grunt.
Yeah.
Do you want to read this one out?
Stop pissing and undercutting people off, BJ. Jokes tires are very pedantic in some places. All joke, keep up the open views, love it.
And we absolutely love your support.
Yeah,
anyone out there who does follow us, if you don't agree with all of our comments, we're totally cool with it. I think it's more about the only time you'll see me get hot is, if someone tries, like, it's one thing to disagree with a comment. Yeah. It's another thing to go out there and diss, and, sound like a complete fucking jack off like that Alistair dude. So, we have another comment here saying, a shitty thing about being paid early or prepaid is you feel like you're working for free on the job.
Yes.
I agree with that.
I fucking totally agree with that.
That's from an old episode. Does it look like we're wearing Hawaiian shirts?
Yeah, that was our freaky fucking Friday or something.
We should have done that.
Today?
Yeah, those shirts make you feel happy.
I know. I did look good too.
Maybe we'll tee that up for a future episode.
Yeah.
Maybe just so for everyone, I'm assuming everyone's aware of what season we're in. But it's autumn right now. But in certain parts of Australia, autumn doesn't mean fuck all until about May.
Yeah.
So maybe when we're coming on the tail end, that'd be roughly 4 weeks from now, we can do like little Hawaiian shirt, have a little bit of fun, being like, hey.
Do you want to do cocktails?
Oh, maybe mocktails.
Oh.
I sound like a bitch now, eh?
Peter Calanos.
Okay, what do we've got? That could be spam because it looks like another attractive woman. So
9.7 out of 10. Son unos de los mejores consentrenos. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, no, neither do I. We have another comment here which doesn't seem to... Okay, Wade Beaumont. Great episode. Burnout creeps up on you, so it's fantastic to get it open and out of the way and make other contractors aware of it. I kind of thought we shit the bed with that burnout episode.
I did too until we got a lot of feedback.
We got a lot of good feedback. We didn't get any negative feedback. No. Maybe there is some negative feedback out there that people haven't voiced.
Yeah.
Once again, I will say that negative feedback is welcome because
how the fuck do we learn? That's
true. When I say that I thought we shit the bed with that episode it felt very difficult to say in words what we were truly meaning.
Yeah.
And it's, look, I can be a bastard, but in this type of situation, I wanted to come across as neutral as possible.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing worse than feeling beaten down and then getting beaten down by some dick nose making fucking catch pros. So, I really tried hard on that episode, but I didn't feel like I got it. I was able to get my message across. I think when we cut, as soon as we cut, BJ goes, "What the fuck?"
It's just like, oh fuck, what did we do? But we ran it. Like we ran it anyway.
We ran with it. We didn't even edit it,
look,
did we?
No, there was no editing. We fucking, maybe if we have to take a piss or something, we'll stop. But most of this is shot in one fucking continuous hour-long shot.
I mean, you got up last week and got up and went to the fridge during the episode.
Yeah. Where are you going? Where are you going? I was like, oh, I'm going for another beer. They're fucking, the guest was thirsty. You got to do
But, nevertheless, we do have, we can build on a little bit of that burnout topic by maybe looking at some subtopics.
Yeah, for sure.
So what would be maybe a subtopic that we can work on in the next couple of weeks?
Oh, in the next couple of weeks? Look, man, there's got to be plenty out there. There's, family work-life balance. There's so many topics that come with burnout. Maybe like a self-care.
Yeah, I think
sort of episode.
And we tried, didn't we? We tried to touch on some of that stuff.
A little bit.
I tried to say, like, I have magnesium and I do stretching and that helps your body. And because when your body feels good, it's like, you know what I mean? You don't give a fuck about that burnout. Now, family work-life balance, that is definitely something that we can talk about. So let us know some feedback on that.
I'd be
looking forward to that.
Yeah, I didn't even know what family work-life balance was until I got into this industry. So
yeah, and there's been, I've been on other podcasts, say Aussie Lawn Stars or, Brian's, Thoughts and Unfiltered, where it has seemed like, say, from the outside looking in, that I started Catch Pro for a better work-life family balance.
Yeah.
But man, that is not the case.
Yeah.
It is way worse.
Yeah,
now, don't forget, I can be flexible in certain areas.
Yeah. Didn't you run across country the other day?
I did. I ran.
2?
I ran half of the course twice.
Oh, okay. Well, when you first spoke to me, you said I ran it twice. Now the fucking
I know, but now I can be honest with the. Man, I tell you what, it was hot that day. I felt like I ran it twice.
I don't know if I could even run anymore.
But we won't talk any more about that. No. We'll leave that for a full ep. That's
Sweet.
Cool. We got a comment here from Corey McLaren. Great episode, guys. Very informative for a new business owner. Keep them coming. 5 stars from me. And I'm not sure which episode that relates to, but we are going to take that.
Woo! 5 stars.
Simon has a comment for us, BJ.
This podcast was great. Really appreciate the insight. Pure gold. So that's awesome. That was one of our Zoom ones. That was
possibly with Luke, maybe?
Yeah, it was with Luke.
And that's been a great episode. Grunt is back on here again.
He loves the YouTube.
This is a comment from just 8 days ago. Yes, everyone goes through this shit. I'm getting nowhere. Then the dark lifts and all the positive is a go. Sometimes routine is the only way to get through your dark mind times. But when you do, I'm not sure if there was. Yes, there is more. Where was I, Beej? But when you are up, the world is your oyster. I'm lucky and dumb to work out this shit and just get on with it. He's obviously a great follower of ours.
Yeah.
Absorbs the info and can relate it to some of his stuff, and we definitely thank you for reaching out.
Yeah,
sorry, I read that comment kind of whack then.
I read all of them like a fucking 2-year-old.
All right, well, you're up again. We got one from McPhee's Gardening Services.
He has written... I think I mentioned early days I wasn't a big fan, but a bloody big butt. You guys rock. 5-star rating for sure. I love this episode, and speaking from a 35-year business veteran, age 67, your comments are so real to life. I've survived purely on just the love of this job, and as you mentioned, when you get to this point, you will get through and being structured. You guys are so right. Spot on with this great episode, and thank you for putting it in your time to produce these great sessions.
Yeah, so that's some great feedback, and that's the type of shit that keeps us motivated. Looks like we're pretty caught up on some of that. Now, I did have, obviously people are coming to us from all angles now. I had someone reach out, and I'd kind of forgotten about this, but I'm assuming it was about the critters. Good old Nola. Nola the Alco, and they said that the critter spot was hilarious. Now, I actually do. I have more Nola stories.
Do you?
Do you want a sidebar?
Of course we do.
Quite often when we would go to this property, obviously she's full sloshed, and even if she wasn't sloshed, she's just like. I'll use the term drug fucked, but I'm sure that she was just an alco.
Yeah.
And
pickled.
Yeah. I'll never forget. She's like the same height as Rusty.
Okay.
And for everyone listening, you might need to come back to YouTube to actually have a look at my actions during this story, because you would get a better visual. But I'll never forget the time. We're all just sort of talking. And she was pretty evasive. Like, she'd be talking up in your face. And she legitimately, man, like, was looking at Rusty, and she just went like, and put some spit on her finger, and she's like, "Oh, Rusty, you got a little bit of muck on you," and went to reach for his lips. And I'm telling you now, Russell did the full fuck off. And it was the funniest shit. Now, in any other business environment, you'd have to come down on Rusty.
Yeah.
But because he had this like full Looney Tune slagging on her fingers to wipe on his lips, it was the funniest shit I have ever seen.
Fuck. I got a similar story about Rusty from school though.
Oh yeah. So is that the my apologies?
Yeah. So we were standing outside your classroom. So I've known Rusty since we were in high school. I think, since like grade 8, I think.
Well, I think I've known him since before that, because of the footy clubs.
Oh, true. So, probably same.
Like before we even got to high school, but yeah.
But anyway, we were standing in line waiting to go into class, and the teacher came out, and we thought she was chewing gum. And she started speaking. She's like, "Oh, good morning, everyone." And this piece of paper flew out of her mouth and landed on Russell's arm, and he just pointed at it. He goes, "What the fuck is that?" And it was the best. And she just goes, sweeps it off with her hand, and she goes, "My apologies." That was so funny. That's always a good story.
Yeah. Another quick Nola story was so this is two funny stories in one, right? Yeah. So I'm just sitting in the passenger seat of me car having a durry break. Good old Nola walks over, sees an opportunity. Now, she wants to bum a durry off me, right? Now, and Nola was she was a rich woman, but I don't believe, so like she got an inheritance, and she lived in this huge big mansion, that's what we were mowing, but I don't believe that she had access to the cash flow.
Oh, okay.
And if she did, she just drunk it all anyway. So I'm sitting there having a durry, and just straight up, didn't even hit me up for a durry. It's just like, "Hey, Benny, do you have any dumpers in the ashtray?" And I'm looking at her, and I'm like, "No,
wow.
I can give you a ciggy, man. Like, you don't have to go straight to the dumpers." But I'll never forget. She's looking down at my arms, and people can take this however they want, but I'm a very, very hairy dude, right? Yeah. And so I clip my arm hair down. Because it just gets wild, man. And my hair is all white as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, really stands out.
Blonde.
Really stands out with... No, it's like white.
Oh,
it stands out a lot with black tattoos. Anyway, she's full looking down at me, with this durry, just like, "Benny, do you shave your arms? Are you one of them little puffies or something?"
Just zero filter at all. She just fucking throws at you.
I've had a look. No, I'm like, no, I'm not a bloody puffy. Okay, I'm just So anyway,
fuck.
There's a little sidebar there. But,
Jesus.
I forget who it was who reached out about the critters, but hopefully you get some value out of that. And if you want some more Nola stories or any other smackhead stories, we got some.
Yeah, we got a few.
Just quickly, because we've got free reign on this episode. what's doing with this Toro Skag beef on the social media pages?
Oh, look, I think it's all a bit of fun, to be honest.
It is a lot of fun for me. And that's how, like, I'm not bringing it up to cause real life tension.
Nah.
I'm bringing it up because I just think it's fun and I love it.
Yeah.
But you're a Skag ambassador.
Yeah,
Are you
man.
ready to like thump someone?
Oh, yeah,
or
I'll fucking take them all. No, I don't even get involved with it because it just started from something super petty, and I was like, that's pretty alright, whatever. And then I didn't even have to jump in. Like, people just started making memes and firing back all these comments, and I gotta love it.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. So I think it first started over on the Aussie contractors page.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem, naming anyone because, like I said, this is all a bit of fun.
Yeah.
And I hope it continues to stay a bit of fun. But you've got Clint, Greg Anderson, Greenie, a few different people.
Yeah.
Nanky.
Yep.
That are using grandstands.
Yeah.
And one of them just straight up was like, hey, can any of the Skag boys do this?
Oh.
And they had a bin. They were transporting their bin of green waste. And it was funny, like, no real Skag dudes answered. But then...
No, Anthony Hahn actually did.
Oh, he did? Yeah.
He hasn't got his Skag yet, but he's getting one.
Okay, yep.
And he said you don't put roof racks on a limousine.
Ah, that's right, yeah. So, but then good old Centurino...
Fuck James. I saw it and I sent him a message. I said that was good. That was gold, man.
So he's come back at him with a wheelie bin.
Yeah.
And he's like, we don't mess around with them little bins. So I think that's all a bit of fun.
Look, it is, man. But it always seems Skag is in the middle. I feel like people either, have to find someone and they simply pick the best.
Usually they pick Catch Pro, but...
oh, come on now. You're loved by everyone.
Okay, except for this fucking dude.
Whoa!
I don't know who the fuck you are if you're listening, but you can go and get fucked.
How crazy.
This fucking dude on one of my ads, right? These fucking ads cost me a lot of money, right? They're $2,500 a month for social media advertising. And with the ads... like, I can't search Catch Pro and then just have a look at my ads. I do have to actually wait until they actually organically come up on my newsfeed or someone comments.
Yeah.
And in this case, dude's just straight up, why is Mower Magic $89 when you can buy it for $25? And you're like, okay, let's give this dude the benefit of the doubt. Sure enough, mate, it is $25 in the US.
Yeah.
In Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Nonetheless.
Yeah.
So he responds, okay, how do you justify 4 times the price in Australia? So it's very easy for me. I didn't even have to go and look at any paperwork. Okay, first we convert the dollar.
Yep.
Then we ship the product. Then once it's landed, you pay a 5% import fee, which is your GSTs and all of that stuff, because you don't pay GST. When Corey Ballard sends me an invoice, it doesn't have a GST component.
Yeah.
You pay that GST component when it gets cleared for customs.
So an import tax.
5% import tax. On top, 5% import tax. Now, if you were bringing in 1 bottle of Mower Magic, there's no import tax.
Okay.
Import tax gets calculated when the order is above $1,000 in value. So, you pay that.
Yep.
Then, once you receive the product, it has to be repackaged for Australian standards because it's a liquid. And Australia Post has all sorts of... And even one of our customers, maybe off the top of my head, Nathan Cadman, he experienced this firsthand when we didn't know about the Australian standard rules.
Oh, okay.
And it cost us because I had to send him out another bottle. But he had an explosion bottle. There's a repackaging fee. Then we got to ship it to the client. And by the way, I need some fucking money for doing all this work.
Yeah.
That's how you get to $89. Anyway,
it's ridiculous, man. That is one of the things that we talk about so often is people questioning your prices. The amount of, it's like they think that you are bringing in these products
I'm doing
and
this out of
reselling them, and you just...
I'm doing it out of the goodness
Yeah,
of my
exactly.
fucking heart, right?
Oh, man, I just...
So anyway, he did end up responding back saying that he's just purchased direct from America Ballard Mower Magic for $45, which is bullshit because the Ballard products doesn't ship to Australia.
Ta-da!
They ship to Catch Pro, but they don't ship to Australia. And $45 is not going to get you fucking nothing. So get the fuck off my website unless you're going to buy something.
Wait, that's real talk.
Yeah, sorry, man. I got heated. I got passionate
who gives
about
a
that.
fuck, man. Seriously, some people just need to be told.
You know, I have a lot of people above me in my life.
Yeah.
That are trying to help me. You know, you're even one person. Benny, settle down. Stop abusing your customers.
Nah, yeah, fuck that.
You know,
He's not a customer.
But
He's just someone who wanted to fucking argument and was looking for something to do.
But at the end of the day, and I leave these conversations there on my Facebook page. Yeah. You know, when you start deleting comments, people see that shit as, okay, you got something to hide.
Yeah.
And I'm a fucking open book.
Yeah.
You know, if you know, I agree with people in the sense that yes, Catch Pro products, it's a niche market. These products are expensive.
Yeah. And if you have a problem, talk to the Australian government that charges fucking and the postage service that charges another fucking exorbitant amount on top of that.
Just even take a look at the Catch Pro product, which is our marquee product. We sell it here for $9.99.
Yeah.
Corey Ballard sells my own product for $450
Yeah.
or $470 or something. You know, that should give everyone an indication of, and realistically, if we had a look at that, let's say I didn't invent the Catch Pro.
Yeah.
Let's say I'm bringing it in from Corey. Now, by the time you pay $450 and then ship that thing here, which is probably about $250, you're way up over $1,500.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
no matter how much bulk you're bringing in, I don't think you can fucking bring that price down if you're bringing it in from America.
actually, the shipping might not be $250 on his units because they are flat units.
Oh, okay.
So maybe
that's
the
another
shipping,
thing.
maybe you'd be looking at least $100 because the power locker units, which we don't have for sale, but I brought one in because I wanted to get that on the Catch Pro website. It ships in a box like, you know, maybe 30 by 40 or 40 by 40. It's about 10 kilos. It was $175 to ship, which makes it more expensive than what the actual product is worth.
That's huge.
So, you know, it's just a little bit of, you know, people are probably sick and tired of my rant now.
Fuck it.
Before we get on to the next little thing, let's take a minute to give a plug to our sponsor, Bad Workwear.
Bam! Whoa!
We just want to thank everyone for Turtle.
Turtle's...
Now, for those of you who don't know who Turtle is, his name is Simon Turtle Tata.
He knows we try.
He's given us our blessings. You just call him Turtle.
Yep.
Sent us through some mad selfies with his new Bad Workwear gear. He also has the Catch Pro snapback hat, which no one's really bought yet, but that's cool. Take the floor for a minute.
Fuck, man. Man, so if you jump onto the Bad Workwear site, jump on the what you want. What is it? The fucking inventory. There you go.
Search bar?
The search bar. And you pick out some cool shit. When you go to the checkout, punch in Skull all in capitals and you get 10% off at the checkout. Little smooch comes to us and we do things like get new equipment and, you know, it pays for a little bit of our time because this is a fucking lot of time. We've done 30, this is our 32nd episode. So let's just do time that we've actually been talking is like probably like 40 hours. Fucking 30, 35 hours. So then there's all the behind the scenes shit. And what have we...
But look, not only that, I just want to see people getting some mad workwear.
Dude, I'm fucking... All my boys are getting it. That's how we're decking all our boys out. So...
And yeah, can I also say something else? Now, Bad Workwear and Catch Pro we have the Bad Workwear range of boots. Now, you know, work boots is a tough space for sales, right? And lots of people love their trusted brands. Let's say, what are we saying?
Redbacks, Mongrel, fucking Blundstones, maybe.
Blue Steel?
Steel Blue. Steel Blue. I fucking wore them for like 4 years, so I don't know.
So, we're all wearing the Bad Work boots now, and we're having good results. But on the Bad Workwear website, www.badworkwear.com.au, they actually have all of these other brands. They got your Redbacks, they got your all of the ones that we spoke about the above. Now you can save 10% on them by using the code SKULL in capital letters. So if you didn't want to try the Bad Workwear brand of boots, you have options there.
All the favorites are there. So yeah, man, really cool products. And look at me, I'm a fucking giant, and look, everything fits schmick. Turtle's a big dude. He's fucking reached out to me.
He's a gangster, man. Sexual chocolate.
Dude, he looks so good in his stuff. He said he was worried that it wouldn't fit him, but he's like, yeah, it fucking fits perfect. So I'm like, yeah.
And also, if we do have any ladies out there that are listening to the episode, I'm telling you now, they have a really, really good range of women's workwear.
Yeah.
We actually have some stuff coming. We got some stuff sent to us about a fellow LMCA lady who has bought some flow, and she's got some work gear, and she used our skull code. She was really stoked with the results.
Yeah, nice.
We'll plaster that out. Might be out by the time this episode comes out.
And don't forget, 30 orders. I'm wearing a crop top.
Damn it, I forgot about that shit. Because my wife said, she's like, are you going to wear one too? And I was like, no, I don't think that's in the deal. And then she made a joke about my titties. And I'm like, I don't know how comfortable I feel about this.
I got big titties, so I'm going to feel real good.
Yeah, but see, then that just makes me not look voluptuous enough.
Yeah, but you can stack them with a few tissues. But if I'm in here with a crop top on, you're going to look like super buff and stuff. Because I do not look like that.
I've never been called buff before. Okay, so I want to talk about another topic.
Okay.
Now, this could be its own topic. I don't know, how long we're necessarily going to go, and it's a little bit more of a serious topic, guys.
Okay.
So I want to talk a little bit about, say, social media and cash cannons and cash cannon posts.
Yeah.
Now, if you're unfamiliar about what a cash cannon is, you want to just describe to people what this is?
So it's basically any person who feels like they've achieved something and they want to put it out there. They'll do, especially on LMCA page, they'll do a post and say, cash cannon, bought a new ute, or I bought a new, even down to a whippersnipper, or I bought a new chainsaw, and they'll put a picture and they'll be like, cash cannon. So you see tons of that, and I feel like some people haven't responded as well to that as they could have.
And so a good friend of the show, Stephen Ween from Chromo, he put a comment out there on one of these social media pages the other day saying that, he's had, and the reason why I feel comfortable talking about it is because he made a public post. He's having a few issues with some of his kids, and I believe he could be caring for his wife. Now, that is already very stressful, not to mention running a business, right? And so he put that post out saying that, he's thought, fuck it, I'm having today off, I need to restart, refresh. So that was just one thing that made me think, some of this social media cash cannon stuff, whilst it is great, and that person should definitely be proud. Like, if you buy a new mower, if you're proud of anything, you should be okay to say it. So that is first and foremost. I do believe that. But at the same time, there is some other people who see this stuff and they, either think to themselves, why can't I be that good? Why can't I be that lucky? How come I don't have enough money for this? Right. And all you and I want to say is that, it's not a cash cannon post or someone who is, say, trimming a really beautiful hedge, or they could be, They could be mowing a piece of grass overlooking a fucking canyon or whatever the case is. That doesn't mean that they are worth more or more successful than you.
Well, like that slut drop video that I put up on
Great example.
Instagram.
Let's talk about it.
I did a slut drop video with my little poles.
Just quickly, where can they check that out if they want to check that out?
TBL Property Maintenance on IG, or someone I chucked it up on the LMCA page, so tons of people saw it there, and on my TikTok, so on the Bearded Lawnsman TikTok. But I chucked that up, and people were like, that's cool, fucking whatever. But I did nearly 2.5 hours of hedging before I did that video. It literally took. I gave my phone to my offsider. So fucking get some videos quick before someone drives in the driveway. Took like 6 or 7, 15 minutes. It took maybe, not even 15 minutes. Probably took like 10 minutes to do. And then we got stuck straight back into it. There was nothing glamorous. I was sweating. My arsehole felt like it had been spat on. It was horrible. But
and the point that we're trying to make is that, like, if you take... I don't want to mention anyone's specific profile, just because there is so many. But when you see a really awesome post on Instagram or Facebook or LMCA or whatever it is, when you see like someone running a really nice edge with their whippersnipper, or you see someone trimming like an amazing hedge, even if it's a still shot, you're looking at 15 seconds to maybe like a minute of that person's day, which may look glamorous. It may look amazing, and you might think that they're the luckiest person ever, but in reality, that may not be a true reflection of what they're actually going through day to day.
That's exactly right.
And I know this straight up, like just what you were saying about your slut drop video. The other day, we wanted to do a sneak peek of a new product, right? This is the Catch Pro Caddy.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a raw sample, so not powder coated. But I really wanted to build traction and build anticipation for this product. So I thought, well, it's the weekend. I mounted it on my mower. And I thought, well, I'll just take, a 15-second video, put it on Instagram. Now, for me to get that 15-second video, the rain was coming over. I've got products everywhere in my garage. I've got 2 Labradors that, like, for some reason, they just want to be, like, on you or around you or steal your tools or whatever. Then I've also got a whole fucking neighborhood of kids that will not leave my house. So I had to take the mower into the paddock, make sure the sunlight's in the right spot, do like this 15-second thing, and make sure that there was no kid. Like I'm sitting there and like it was really awkward. I had an audience of kids like, "Can I be in the video?" And you're like, "Fuck off! I'm not your dada." But it's like one of those things where, if someone gets like a Hustler Super Z, or if let's say someone gets a deal with Husqvarna, it's no reason to bring you to even consider to yourself like, oh man, I'm such a failure, or whatever the reason, because it's really not all it's cracked up to be.
It's good. So with the social media side of things, I enjoy doing it, but when I haven't had time, so it's really hard to run a full-time business and gather content. I'm finding it slowly starting to get a bit easier now. I've got a couple extra people, and the growth is a little bit. After all this rain, it's going to be fucked again. But it's slowing down a little bit. So it's been really hard to do consistent content. And if you don't have consistent content on social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, you're sitting and you're not going anywhere. Like, it doesn't do anything. So even me, I see people doing all this content. I'm like, oh, I'm a little bit jealous that they got to do that.
Absolutely. Like you see, let's say Footprints. He gets to trim some of the most amazing hedges that I've ever seen, right? And I look at that and I think, man, like, I'd be filming that shit too. But at the end of that day, that hedge, like, I feel like it would put me in hospital trimming that. I'm just talking about this one particular hedge. It's like full mat.
Is it the bamboo?
Might even be the bamboo.
That
yeah,
bamboo looks sick.
Definitely check out Footprints. Or even, let's say, like our homeboy Anthony Moore from Urban Turf. Wait, is that wrong? Urban Gardens. Fuck, I fucked that up.
Again.
Can you just help me out here?
Okay, so Dale is Urban Turf.
Yep.
And Anthony Moore is Urban Green.
Okay. Why do you not look confident when you're saying that?
Because I'm not confident. I'm 99% sure that he's Urban Green.
Okay, we probably fucked that up. But
maybe we can delete that. I don't know.
It's
been a fuck day today, honestly. It's so hot in here.
So I just want to piggyback a little bit further. I saw a post about and the particular guy making the post had run into someone at the tip, and they were just conversing. And this particular person that he ran into at the tip said, I think I'm giving this away. I've been doing it for 30 years, and I see all of these people. They've got their zero turns, and they've got their stand-ons, and they've got 30-inch self-propelleds. And he's like, I just work with like a 19 or 21-inch. I believe he had a self-propelled. He's like, I just don't think I've got what it takes. And it's sad for people like BJ and I to hear that.
That's horrible.
Because, I know for me, well and truly, for over a decade, I had a push mowing business.
Yeah.
And I was super successful. You can make money without a zero turn.
Yeah, well,
different markets, different. Now, sure enough, on the other side of the spectrum, if you have a zero turn, a big zero turn, let's say the 40-acre property that we mow, for example. Now you can't do that without some decent sized machinery.
Yeah.
But that is not to say that you can't have a successful mowing business.
No.
And I think it's really important for new businesses, or let's just say businesses that have only been around for like 5 years.
Yeah.
You can have successful mowing runs as a solo operator, no employees, and your basic equipment.
Yeah.
You can do it. Is it the business model of today? No, I don't think so. But that's even more reason to, if that's where you're at, focus on that.
I think 100% it's the business model of today. Looking at the block sizes that are popping up around my house.
Well, look.
There's no fucking way you're going to get a zero turn down like 90% of the new builds down the highway.
And that's where I think there's a huge market for it. So,
yeah.
I'm sure you don't see people in Sydney in the city, running around with
72-inch fucking turf tiger,
or even to the lesser extreme, 32 Skags. Like I just don't think, I think a lot of the time, guys just have the ute with a push mower.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Oh shit! What happened?
Sorry,
is everyone okay?
I did a burpee.
Oh dear. No, I get it, man. I feel like a little bit. Like I've had a fair amount of new machines, which has been awesome, and like I've thrown a bit of a cash cannon up there, and lucky enough to, the last machine I got was the 30-inch Skag. I didn't have to do a cash cannon because that was a testing machine, but I do kind of feel like there was a little thing inside me that's like, ooh, that's nice. When someone puts up a, like a new mower or something like that, I'm like, oh, when's my next one coming around? But then it gets me thinking about what I have to do to get that next one to come around. We'll touch more about it in the finance versus cash sort of episode. But definitely, if you're in a position where you're push mowing and you feel like you can't get out, you got to look at the risks and maybe assess if you can take a risk in moving into zero turn mowing. And if you don't have the money, then maybe financing something is the way. But we'll save that all for the finance episode.
And I also think as well that you'll probably find that, businesses that are using zero turns, there is just as much risk as any other business.
Yeah.
So, we know businesses. Let's actually take Footprints, for example. Doesn't he only do hedging?
No, he does mowing and stuff.
Okay, my bad.
All battery stuff as well.
My bad. But I think there are businesses out there that just do.
There's. I don't know if Southern Cross. I don't know if he mows as well. I mean, most of his content is all hedging.
Let's take another example. Greg Anderson from Aussie Lawn Contractors.
Yeah,
he was on this particular thread, and he has a 48 grandstand. He's had a 32 V ride. He does have a 30-inch one of the Toro ones.
Yeah.
He made a comment that his most profitable day of work is hedge trimming.
Yeah.
Which I believe maybe he uses Makita battery. He was using Milwaukee at one stage.
Yeah.
I think he's Makita now.
Okay.
But it's a really perfect example of someone just putting their hand up and saying, hey, like I got a zero turn, but my most fucking profitable days of business are the days, because I think the way that he works it, he kind of has like a mowing week and a hedging week. And he's saying his hedging week is more profitable.
Yeah.
And that should be enough motivation for anyone out there.
Yeah.
I would probably suspect, I feel like I probably shouldn't even say it, but if your business is failing, it's probably not really due to other people's success.
Yeah. No.
You know what I mean? Like if you don't feel like business is working for you, it doesn't have anything to do with that dude who has the stand on or the zero turn or anything like that.
And it's not to do with the equipment that you're running now, unless you have unreliable equipment.
Yeah, like beat up, full,
just not working equipment. I mean, you can get through most lawns with like you can still go out and buy a Bunnings mower and do manicured lawns for however long you can get out of that mower, but.
I mean,
if it's breaking down every week, then you got to fuck.
Man, I mean, I'm using a domestic line of battery equipment.
Yeah,
and it, I'm not a full real contractor, so it
Don't
works.
Say that about yourself.
No, hey, I'm just being honest. I haven't cut any grass this week, put it that way.
Fuck, and neither have
I. Anyway, look, I think, I think it's time to wrap this baby up.
Fuck yeah.
Did you have anything you want to add?
No, I'm still in love with the Skag episodes. It was good, and can't wait to get down there and meet a few of the boys. I'm going down to the F1 Grand Prix, which I was corrected on last week. I was like the supercars. Nope, it's the Grand Prix. Fucking idiot.
I think the supercars is a PLP thing.
I know.
I think you need to be a bushranger dude if you want to get amongst the supercars.
I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I'm going down. I'm meeting up with Dale from Urban Turf.
Urban Gardens.
Fuck off.
Sorry, Dale. I know you listen now.
Now we've mentioned you 2 times. So he sent me some kisses and hugs last night, so that'll be good. Scotty from Ulladulla will be there. A few other guys. So it'll be really good to put some handshakes together. And hopefully I make it out alive.
Looking forward to it. Now, just before we sign out, don't forget to stay tuned next week for our finance episode and give us your feedback and comments. Do we want a family work-life balance episode? I think we can, we both have young families.
Yep.
Well, you kind of have like a young and old family.
Yeah.
Me, I'm still kind of like a big kid anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I can shed a little bit of light on it.
Yep.
But yeah, give us our feedback in the meantime and keep it real.
Peace.